Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Wyoming Seminary Wrestling. Joining us is head coach Scott Green on the show. Well, Scott, congratulations, state championship, Pennsylvania. That always feels good. And then the next test is the national championships, which is coming up in less than a week here. Let's first talk about this SEM team. You guys are definitely a factory and just keep doing some great things.
Yeah, thanks. No, it's definitely always gratifying to see the hard work you put in throughout the season pay off. And the prep state tournament is the first step in our championship series, and we came out of that pretty unscathed. We wrestled really, really well, and we're looking forward to this weekend.
Well, talk about this team you have, Coach. You always have some great balance all over the place, and just keep getting great guys in year after year. It's definitely, I'm sure as people think of it, oh, man, they're getting in great recruits, but there's still a lot of hard work that goes into that recruiting process, I'm sure.
Sure, no, definitely. It's finding the right fit. I mean, you got to have kids that are going to perform in the classroom as well as on the mat. You have to have kids that it makes sense for financially, and you have to have kids that want to be here. No question about it. It's great to get kids that are serious about their goals, and it's great to step into a wrestling room that's at the college level every day. But once they're here, there's a lot to do and a lot to prove, and they work hard at it, and they travel, and they keep up in the classroom, and the results are showing.
Well, Wyoming Seminary seemed to be known as a field hockey school for a long time, and then for a long time now, the wrestlers have been extremely competitive, and you guys are at a level where now you feel like this is a year where you're very close to Blair. You met them in January. It was a couple-point match, and tell us about that matchup going in this weekend and trying to see if you could overtake them for the team title for nationals.
Yeah, I mean, we wrestled them at the Final Four a few weeks back, and we lost 27-24. But there's going to be different teams on the mat this coming weekend. They've got a couple guys that'll be different in their lineup. We've got some guys that we've gotten back that are healthy, and we're looking forward to going into it. Tournament scoring's obviously very different. You got to get guys into the finals. You have to have guys scoring, and we feel like when it comes down to it, our depth is going to really serve us well. We think we can get 14 All-Americans, one in every weight class, and if we can do that, it's going to be very, very competitive.
Well, Coach, I know it's probably difficult to break down to just a few wrestlers in each weight class, in the lower weights, middle weights, and the heavyweights, but if you could highlight a few, maybe we'll take it in three parts because you do have so many quality wrestlers, but let's talk about some of the guys at the lighter weights and tell us who's having a fantastic year and has a real bright future for you.
We've had, to do some shuffling down there. Our depth has served us well. We've got some guys that are, really not struggling, but really kind of having to watch their weight, and our schedule is brutal. It's really super demanding. So we've seen a lot of guys in the lineup, different guys, different weeks. But now coming down towards the end, I thought Trent Olson, our 113-pounder, he wrestled really, really well yesterday at the state tournament, and that could really serve him, well going forward into next week. And then at 126, Will Morales has kind of settled in there, and it looks like he's going to be the guy for the year. And I'm expecting him to be a top three seed and be a potential finalist this coming week.
Talking with Scott Green here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers, talking Wyoming Seminary Wrestling. Coach, let's go over now some of the wrestlers at the middle weights.
Sure. 138, Tyler Pont, his fourth year here. A rare thing, a 4-year border, and he's been with us since he's 103-pound weight class, and moving up through, and settling in this year and really kind of putting it all together here at the end of the year. He had a little rough patch in the middle, gave him a week off. He's come back. I don't think he's lost since then. So again, another kid is going to walk into Lehigh on Friday as a top B seed in the country, and look to put an exclamation point on a really good career.
And finally, some of the heavyweights, the upper weight class, Coach, for SEM. Tell us about some of those guys.
I mean, that's where we're at our strongest, no question. That's where we've really put distance between ourselves and other teams in dual meets. And, I mean, it's impossible to highlight one guy there. I mean, 52 and 60 are spots where we're ranked in the country. We've got an undefeated wrestler at 182, Nikki Hall, another 4-year starter, Matt Doggett, at 220. Those guys really are the ones who get it done for us team point wise in all the events that we're at.
Well, Coach, you're trying to put it all together for this weekend for Nationals, and you feel like you guys are peaking at the right time. I mean, everything seems to be going in the right direction for you guys. Tell us about where you're at. You got probably 4 or 5 days of practice, and then you're ready to go here.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we went and we won the title yesterday, and we were back in the room today. But the practices are a little bit different. They're shorter. The intensity is higher, but we want to make sure that we're tapering, we're peaking at the right time. And the guys want to step on the mat on Friday feeling great. So we're going to give them a day off here in the middle of the week. We'll work on some technique, but we won't beat up their bodies. We've done that. Like I said, our schedule is a grind all year, and now's the time to be smart and to really make sure that we're walking into the Stabler Arena on Friday in peak physical condition and ready to go.
Wyoming Seminary trying to unseat Blair Academy as the top dog in the nation for prep schools. Coach Scott Green working hard, as well as every kid in that room, as you mentioned, looking to have 14 All-Americans, see if they could get the job done this coming weekend. Scott, thanks for taking time out and joining us.